Hi, my name is Shawnice, and welcome to my backyard desert garden. Come spend a day with me as I organize my greenhouse because it's a complete disaster. And what I mean about my greenhouse being a disaster is that there's a lot of plants that need to be transplanted. I could probably salvage the dirt from the plants that did not do well. A few plants could be trimmed and moved outside. And I do have a lot of younger plants that still need to establish their root systems, but I'll probably just leave them in the greenhouse until they're ready to be transplanted. And now I'll just take each plant outside so that way I can begin cleaning. I have herbs and vegetables in this stackable planter. They have all become root bound. So I'll definitely be transplanting some of these plants into a bigger pot. I have all my plants outside and I have them in the shade so that way they don't wilt because they've been in the greenhouse for so long. And I'll kind of just look through them and see which plants that I could save. For the plants that did not do well, I'll go ahead and salvage the dirt so that way nothing goes to waste. I have everything out of the greenhouse now, so I plan on cleaning the table and leveling out the dirt. As I was pulling the weeds, I spotted the cutest little praying mantis that I released into my greenhouse this year. This is the area where he probably finds the most of his food around these weeds, so I'm just going to leave them here. That way I don't take away his food source and he can continue to thrive. I have a black tote in here that I'll be using to salvage all the soil, and it already has some sunshine mix number 4 in it. Some of the plants didn't grow that well, so I'll be saving the soil from the pots that look like this. I usually just pull the plants out and feed them to my chickens and duck, or you could throw it in your compost pile as well. The soil is only reusable if it's free from pests and diseases. If you think the soil may contain pests or diseases, it's good to sterilize it. You can sterilize the soil by leaving it in a plastic bag in the hot sun. The first plant that I'll be transplanting into my garden would be the mother of thousands. And I already found a perfect location for it. This area gets the perfect amount of shade and sunshine. And I get a pretty view of all the flowers. The mother of thousands gets its names from its incredible ability to produce numerous plantlets along the edges of its leaves. Plantlets are mini versions of the plant complete with their own roots, which is probably why they could become invasive in other states. Due to their pretty red flowers, these plants attract pollinators and hummingbirds to the garden. Moving forward, I'm going to be working on this patio picker container. I have spinach growing in the corners, so after I harvest it, it started dying back. I'm going to pull them out so I can make room for other plants. I'll be transplanting over some vegetables and herbs from the stackable tier tray planter into a few slots that are open in my patio picker container. The plants I transferred over was lettuce, marjoram, hyssop, and anise and borage. But I might pull the borage out. And then I gave it all a good drink. I have the sage plant that I grew from seed, so it definitely needs more room. So I'm going to transplant it into this grow bag. I also planted some Swiss chard in my grow bags and a few more vegetables in my other grow bag. I have a tomato plant in a container that had a little bit of room, so I added a basil plant with it. And then it was coffee time, so I took a little coffee break. I have a zinnia plant, a bishop flower, and a calendula herb that I'm going to be transplanting into my garden. This is my first year growing herbs from seed. And I'm learning that some of these herbs do way better when you directly sow them into the soil. But as gardeners, we are always learning as we grow. Now I'll be trimming a few plants. I'll start with my lavender plant. This will help encourage new growth, and I'm also going to move it in an area where it gets the most sun. And then I'll place it near my other lavender plant, which is growing really good. I'll go ahead and trim my mint plant as well, and I'll put the extra trimmings in my watering can just to freshen up the water a bit. And then I'll water my garden amaryllis and add some soil to it. As I was gardening, my chicken Tinkerbell escaped the coop again. Tinkerbell loves to try some of my plants, especially the herbs like lettuce and Swiss chard. So I went ahead and threw some food down for her to distract her. I'm also going to put up this cute little banner for my greenhouse. It says, "Hey there, honeybee." And now it's time to bring all the plants back inside. Once I brought all the plants back inside, it looks so much better. I have the new plants transplanted in my grow bags, which I hope they do well. It'll take a while for them to get established, and if they don't do well, I could always plant something else in these grow bags. I have my basil plant with my tomato, which complements each other. In the corner of the greenhouse, I have more flowers growing, garden amaryllis, peppers, Swiss chard, cilantro. I have microgreens growing in a cute little basket, which my praying mantises use for shelter. I have a few flowers, mother of thousands, my mint plant that I grown in a pot, and I have my lettuce that I harvest from a few times. This is doing so well in a pot, so I just leave it there and harvest when I need it. I have seeds in a cute little jar. Underneath the table, I have soil that I salvaged from my pots. And this is so cool because nothing went to waste and I was able to salvage the soil so I could use it for other projects. I moved my patio picker container inside the greenhouse just for today. I might move it out tomorrow. I just don't want the plants to wilt in the sun after being transplanted. I even have a solar panel greenhouse light that lights up my greenhouse at night. As you know, we have 2 opportunities to grow in Arizona, so I'm so happy that the greenhouse is organized and ready for that next grow season. The greenhouse is all organized and it looks amazing, so thank you so much for watching.